All right, welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? Man United to bid for Benjamin Sesko. Guys, everyone knows to it that Man United really wants to get in a center forward, and we're here to obviously wait and see who is it going to be. Is it Oli Watkins? Then Benjamin Sesko, name it. But as it stands, the world has pointed at Benjamin Sesko, and the people at Man United have gone ahead, obviously come out and really say, we want Benjamin Sesko. And guess what? Ruben Amorim has been wanting a player known as Oli Watkins. Can you imagine? But later, his bosses, that is the sporting director and the technical director, that is Jason Wilcox and Christopher Vivier respectively, they were like, we aren't obviously going for what we want, for what you want. We're obviously going to be getting you a player that we think fits the system of Man United. And I think the man himself, known as Ruben Amorim, went ahead, obviously, danced to the tunes of his bosses and was like, all right, you are my bosses. If you are really saying this guy, then who am I to say no? That's exactly what we went ahead, obviously, gate from that side. So, as it stands, Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to obviously continue to obviously give us updates after updates for this deal of Benjamin Sesko. And guess what? The latest is all about Manchester United have informed RB Leipzig that they are prepared to send formal bid for Benjamin Sesko if player accepts the destination. Newcastle also ready to bid since last week and to match Sesko's financial request. Decision is up to Benjamin Sesko. Now, all what we're hearing in here, it's all about Benjamin Sesko, and two clubs are really waiting to bid. And what a better way to obviously rip out all the amount of money that you want. If I told you a team known as, what's the name? Known as RB Leipzig, because this is a bidding war between two clubs. You know, that is a club known as Newcastle and Man United. Newcastle offers Champions League football to Benjamin Sesko. United doesn't offer Champions League football, but they offer what we call the legacy, you know, that you can refer to it as that pedigree, the history. You know, they've gone ahead to win close to 3 Champions League trophies. You understand? They've gone ahead to lift 20 Premier League trophies, you know, in the League of England. And they are one of those teams that really has the most number of followers in the world. If I told you never knew, United has supporters all over the world that clock to 1 billion. Guys, hear me out. Close to 1 billion supporters all over the world. That's where Man United is. And you can obviously understand that that's one of the attractions that United is obviously giving Benjamin Sesko. And the other offer that United is putting to the table of Benjamin Sesko is what we call the project. And he's 21, 22 years of age as Benjamin Sesko, and United is building a team for the future. And they're telling him, please come to Man United. And Christopher Vivier, he was responsible for signing him from RB, Red Bull Salzburg. And you know, this guy has been working for Red Bull Salzburg for a very, very long time. And as it stands, it's really important to note that the side of Benjamin Sesko is really weighing up all his options in there. Now, Fabrizio Romano has today told us that Man United informed RB Leipzig about a plan to bid for Sesko, also to show evidence to the player that he's their top priority as new striker. Now, Sesko will decide in the next days with Man United and Newcastle proposals on the table. Now, United are ready to make the Benjamin Sesko bid. Now, the figures about Benjamin Sesko are really scanty. You know, others are saying 75, others are calling 65, others are saying 70. But I've gone ahead to see Fabrizio Romano talk very many times about the deal of Benjamin Sesko to Man United or to Newcastle, and he has been quoting a fee of 70 million euros. That's the amount of money that has been put onto the guy known as Benjamin Sesko. And some people feel like it's too much, but if a Man United fan, I cannot allow Man United to obviously go in for a player like a player like Ollie Watkins for a moment, guys, a moment. I have some. Sorry about that a little bit. So guys, sorry about it. I really had a moment of interaction, being really interrupted, but I think let's get back to a man known as Benjamin Sesko. Now, Benjamin Sesko and Man United is really willing to obviously offer him a very big contract. And I've gone ahead to see people talking about bringing in an experienced striker. And does it make sense to bring in Ollie Watkins at Man United, when you are not really even sure of the project? Because if you have to look at pounds, 60 million pounds is what Aston Villa is calling in for this player. But for Benjamin Sesko, it's 70 million euros. So the amount of money we are going to use to bring in Ollie Watkins is the same amount of money that we need to see to it that we really bring in a player known as Benjamin Sesko. And for me, I would rather do a Sesko deal than an Ollie Watkins deal. If you told me that there is a striker who is really proven like Victor Osimhen, and we can obviously get him for 70 million euros, I would say yes. Because for Osimhen, he's 26 years of age, meaning that you can really use the 3 years to obviously build the project until he turns 28, 29. And him after turning 28, 29, then he can obviously offer you some other 3 good seasons or 4 when he's really playing at what we call top level football. So that is it for Benjamin Sesko. Man United are ready to bid and waiting to see how everything really goes on. But Newcastle is also there, and they're like, we aren't letting Isak go to a side known as Liverpool before we obviously get in a replacement. And guys, that's how reputable clubs go ahead to obviously do their deals. I tell you, that's how reputable clubs go ahead to obviously do their deals. And for the side of Liverpool, all they want is they want to get in Alexander Isak. Newcastle want to first get in a replacement for this guy known as Alexander Isak. So as it stands, we are here to wait and see how everything will proceed. But a club known as Man United is really pushing hard to get in Benjamin Sesko, and by the end of this day, we'll obviously be getting to know whether United has been given green light by the side of Benjamin Sesko, or they've denied them the green light and they've gone ahead to give it to a side known as Newcastle. But for RB Leipzig, they are ready to sell. That is it, 100%. They are willing to sell, and they're really getting done and dusted, and very soon everything will really get out of the reach of RB Leipzig, and the player will obviously tell them where he wants to go. But right now, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Benjamin Sesko to Man United. Bid ready to be submitted, and United are waiting for a guy known as Benjamin Sesko to give them the green light, and if at all the green light really comes in, then the rest will obviously be given what we call a very huge smooth path to obviously operate. But whoever takes the player would have gone ahead to take himself one of the best players, and I'm going to tell people that he's like an Erling Haaland, but a more improved Erling Haaland. I tell you, Erling Haaland is a very good player, but Benjamin Sesko is one of those that has gone ahead to obviously put in a very huge class and level. So guys, We sign out for now. See you later. Rock and David is my name. Here we are. United Matters Channel Reloaded. I'm out.